Morning, even afternoon, we got a banger for y'all today, baby. We have a video here from Ornery. As always, I'm putting his YouTube in the description. Go check this dude out, man. This is the entire history of secret guns that were in Warzone. There's a couple on this list I didn't even know about, and I'm curious to see if y'all do as well. If you do enjoy this, hit the like, hit the sub. Most importantly, be sure to tell somebody you love them. I'll catch you in the next one.
Warzone's loadout system has kind of ruined the ground loot experience we know in Battle Royale. However, there are still a handful of guns you can only get through ground loot and aren't accessible.
Are we considering the GL one?
I'm Ornery, and
sorry, that is one of the craziest GL shots I've ever seen. He just kind of like
full of guns you can only get through ground loot and aren't accessible.
That was incredible. That clip was incredible.
Via loadouts. I'm Ornery, and today we're going through the entire history of secret guns in Warzone. These are the firearms you can only find within Warzone and not available in your creator class. The only criteria we have going on here are guns you can hold or use that you normally can't outside of Warzone. Go ahead and comment your favorite secret weapon in Warzone as we get started.
James, can you look at that for me?
If I could relive one memory in my Warzone career aside from my first win, it would be the first time I pulled the grenade launcher out of a chest. With absolutely no other way of getting the—
It really sucks that they made the GL as bad as it is today.
Grenade launcher other than sheer luck. This gun became an absolute treat to use because of how rare it was. No Easter egg, no exploit, just complete RNG with no way of guaranteeing it whatsoever. Once the slot machine pull was in your favor and you got your hands on this thing, it was game over. Truly one of the most broken guns in all of Warzone, and it's for very good reason. It's extremely rare. With the 1% drop rate, you would hope the damn thing would be remotely good, and it certainly was. This was wiping teams left and right and was one of those guns you would never pass up because you never knew the next time you were going to be able to use it. Wait, did you see what I said there? Later on, the heavy choppers in-game event would be added to Warzone, and once you destroyed one in the supply crate that they dropped, I'm pretty sure there was a guaranteed grenade launcher in this. But before and after this was added, the grenade launcher was only available through ground loot. Warzone 2's was the exact same story as Warzone 1's, but now in Warzone 3, we have one that you can actually equip to your loadout, and it's totally trash. I have no idea why they made this change because the ground loot grenade launcher was one of the few RNG variables that Warzone has to offer. Now the closest thing to the OG grenade launcher is the sticky nade AMP, which doesn't hold a candle to it. I was debating whether to include this on this list, but I'll go ahead and mention it since technically the only way to hold these weapons is through Warzone. But almost every single major Easter egg in Warzone history results in you getting some type of exclusive blueprint that you have absolutely no other way of acquiring aside from Warzone. You've got Bunker 11, Vaults, Stadium, Contraband Contracts, and the Mega Rebirth Island Easter egg that each give you these exclusive blueprints. So this is just a dedicated entry for any and all blueprints alike. We've seen the Mustang and Sally in Warzone recently as a—
It's so funny, these Sallys, I was looking for them for so long in Rebirth, and I finally found them, and now I see them everywhere.
Other exclusive blueprint that you had to actually get a kill with in order to unlock, which is also pretty cool, but then you get to use them forever.
Aha! Minigun! I knew it.
The minigun has been in every single iteration of Warzone and has the same draw that the grenade launcher has. It wasn't every day that you'd come across one. Now, it wasn't as rare, but you still had to jump through some hoops to find one. In Verdansk, you could do it through the Bunker 11 Easter egg to guarantee one. Later on, you would just have a chance at finding one in just any old bunker. We also got one with the Juggernaut armor, which I think was a lot of people's first experience while playing Juggernaut Royale. In Warzone 2 and 3, you got them through black sites where you had to kill a Juggernaut who would then drop one. However, there's also a Nebula round minigun through the Fortune's Keep Black Market contract, which was probably the best version of the minigun we've ever seen. As far as the viability of the minigun, I wouldn't run it in so—
Look at that! It's me! I actually remember this game because I found this and it was so sick.
Solos, but playing quads, it is so fun to have at least one person with one. Moderate range and crazy TTK, it's just fun more than anything. Major drawback is the sprint to fire time and overall mobility probably being the worst in all of Warzone. I seriously wouldn't be surprised if it is actually like the worst and out of every single gun we've ever seen. However, the Nebula round minigun is just the craziest gun I think that's ever been in Warzone ever. It's just such a funny concept because this thing I think was way better than all the other ones. Wherever you shot, it would also just leave a cloud of nebula gas so that you could even kill you, which is just hilarious. Insane. But having a designated mobile turret on your team is without a doubt a major plus. You can kind of guarantee it with the whole black site system, but as far as I know, black sites aren't guaranteed every single match. There's also only one of them when it does spawn in, so you still have to complete a lot of tasks before you can even guarantee one.
I was wondering if he's gonna— This was a kill streak, wasn't it?
I'm kind of bending the rules here, but the combat bow is technically a kill streak, but to me, it acts exactly like a weapon. You hold it, it's got—
Also insane, by the way.
ammo.
There were so many cool, like, rare items in
Redacted,
bro.
that constitutes a weapon. Anyways, being a kill streak, the combat bow was fairly common, which resulted in a lot of people hating it. The reason they hated it was because of how broken it was. This was as good, if not better, than the grenade launcher for the sole reason that its velocity was much faster while maintaining a similar fire rate.
Skill
also, you could shoot it way further than the grenade launcher and get some crazy snipes with this thing. Anyways, this was a very no-skill gun because you didn't have to
having the team above you in a heli when you had this bow was
hit your target head on, and its blast radius was massive. So shooting at the floor was definitely the play here. Oh yeah, and this thing could one-shot. The combat bow definitely stole the spotlight a little bit from the grenade launcher since it was way more common and just as good, which kind of just makes no sense to me. I believe the combat bow got hit with some nerfs later on, but was definitely always a nifty piece of equipment that got you out of some hairy situations. Also was a beast for destroying vehicles. Here's another item that's acquired through an Easter egg. So the red doors with Cold War spawned in a new Easter egg that gave you a calling card. However, to do the Easter egg, you had to jump through the doors in a certain order, and then you would go to the secret room where a glitch chest would be. Inside that chest was this lion's cane. Now, this is something you would physically hold in your hand and pretty much had the same values as any other melee weapon. You were supposed to take it to the graveyard and dig it up and complete the Easter egg, but honestly, this cane wasn't anything special whatsoever, but the cool thing about it was it was only available through Warzone. You could actually kill people with it. I think Cold War had a cane melee weapon, but this specific one was a Warzone exclusive, so that was pretty neat regardless. Warzone 2 made the notorious change of no more one-shot snipers, but that would all change once St. Patrick's Day came around. In every game mode, there was now a rainbow that led you to a ton of chests. Inside one of those chests was a decked-out Victus that had a unique effect.
I'm pretty sure I wasn't even home when this happened.
Any range at any part of the body.
By the way, it's so ridiculous they added a one-shot sniper, and everyone's like, "Wow, this is sick."
This was probably one of the craziest and funny things that Warzone has ever done, and this also wasn't even in an LTM. This was just a part of Warzone for a day or two. Once people caught on, it quickly was a massive fight over who could get this thing, because once you got it, you were pretty much set. Mind you, this was in a game where we had no one-shot snipers at the time, so you immediately became the best player in the entire lobby. Also, the Victus had one of the highest velocities out of every sniper in Warzone, so it was super easy to use as well. You could tickle someone in the foot across the entire map and still get the kill, which was awesome. At the same time, this thing was kind of like teasing a monkey with a banana, since us players want a one-shot sniper so bad, but then we were given it for the first time, only for a few days, and on April Fools nonetheless.
What is this?
Okay, this one is also kind of cheating since it's not technically a weapon, but I think it's worth mentioning since it's a totally different weapon than we're used to. In one of the very last updates to Warzone 2, we got Armored Royale back in the game, but the armored truck was replaced with the MRAP. The MRAP is basically an upgraded version of the armored truck that had some more bells and whistles to it. On top of the already amazing turret, you now had a grenade launcher turret and some smoke bombs. This was another highlight of Warzone 2 that went very unnoticed because it was right at the end of the game's life cycle.
I don't remember this at all, bro.
But the grenade launcher turret was super fun, which is what makes an LTM good in the first place. It was like having the already mentioned grenade launcher but on an armored truck. What's not to love? I honestly think the MRAP could be added to Warzone 3, maybe if they made it slower, because it really wasn't super game breaking or anything, but the least they could do is bring back Armored Royale in Warzone 3.
I wonder if he's gonna have the other one in here too.
Warzone 3, where we wouldn't see any exclusive guns until the launch of Fortune's Keep. There's a secret room where after some flip switching and swimming, you make it into the laboratory where you can find a ray gun. As of right now, you can still do this, and as long as you fend off other people going for it, you can guarantee a ray gun nearly every time. As far as the usefulness of the ray gun, it is one of the most broken guns we have ever seen in Warzone, and I pretty much have the same feelings as I do about the grenade launcher. Since it's super niche and not necessarily something you're always gonna get, I'm okay with it being pretty busted. Also, the ray gun only has 20 rounds and no way of getting more aside from finding another one, since there's a few other ways to get it, which we'll talk about with our next entry. Another way this is balanced is the range is pretty terrible. Like, you're really only going to be using this thing when clearing out a building or holding one down, because you're just not going to be landing shots at a distance. The ray gun has a very similar behavior to the combat bow, where all you really have to do is shoot around or near them. Also, this thing is a 2-shot kill, and to me it feels like it registers as a hit or a miss with no in-betweens, meaning if you hit them twice whatsoever, you'll get the kill. Also, for the longest time, I thought this was exclusive to Fortune's Keep, but this is definitely available on Urzikstan as well.
Sure. Yeah, there it is. The Wonderwaffe, that was the name of it.
Alongside Fortune's Keep and the ray gun, you could also get the Wonderwaffe. Although the Wonderwaffe technically only had one way of guaranteeing it and was also much more difficult. The only way to guarantee a Wonderwaffe at the launch of Fortune's Keep was by doing the Cursed Relic Easter egg. And let me tell you, this was not super easy. What you had to do was find the skull near the corner of the map, then get 5 kills without dying. Which sounds pretty simple, but when the Easter egg was at its peak, everyone was trying for it. And there was only one of these skulls on the entire map. Anyways, once you got the skull and the 5 kills, a loadout drop would fall from the sky that gave you loot and the Wonderwaffe. A few other ways to just have a chance of getting the Wonderwaffe, which also had a chance of giving the ray gun, was the rogue signal challenge that happened every game. Basically, it was get the most kills or deal the most damage, and the top 3 players would get a special loot crate marked in your map that could drop a ray gun, Wonderwaffe, or a gold gun. There was the eradication contracts that I'm pretty sure are no longer in the game anymore. But you know, find a hive of zombies, kill all of them, including an HVT, and then you had a chance of getting a wonder weapon or a gold gun. However, now with the addition of the research vessel, the buy station on it has exclusive items, and one of which is always a ray gun or a Wonderwaffe for $10,000 every game. Okay, now that we've talked about how to get the Wonderwaffe, let's talk about the Wonderwaffe itself. I personally think it is potentially the worst gun on this entire list. To me, the hit reg just feels way off and doesn't deal near enough damage.
It looks way cooler than the ray gun,
which is an entire magazine, so really just not that viable. It's sort of fun to have if you're a Zombies fan and really just like a novelty at this point, but if you miss one shot, you are totally screwed. I think they buffed it to make it a little more useful, but I am taking the ray gun every day over the Wonderwaffe with no question.
I didn't know about these until the other day.
For those that don't know, a redacted gun is a gun that holds more attachments than the gunsmith allows, meaning more than 5 aside from Vanguard guns. Now, I think there were a few LTMs where redacted guns were first introduced and it was a really cool concept, but now if you want a redacted gun, you have to get extremely lucky with a polyatomic keycard in Rebirth Island, which is mega rare, or you can also get it through the bunkers on—
I got 2 of them back to back.
Urzikstan, which aren't so rare. For the polyatomic, you take it to a buy station where you get a random redacted gun, usually either a Cat AMR, Haymaker, HRM, Ram 7, and maybe a few others. But before that, on Vanguard Fortune's Keep, through the same black market buy station, you could actually buy redacted guns straight from there. Now, this is a really cool idea and fun to use. I just wish that the redacted guns were actually good, because a lot of the time the attachments seem kind of just like randomly
generated. They had a moment to make it like really good.
But regardless, these are guns that you can never hold in your hands without playing Warzone, so that checks the box to make this list in my opinion. But that's the entire history of secret guns in Warzone. If I missed any, go ahead and let me know down below. Also, if you want to hear the entire history of the Gulag, LMGs, snipers, or kill streaks, click on here. Join my Discord if you're feeling crazy, and if you liked, leave a like. If you didn't, leave a dislike, and thank you so much for watching.
I always like those videos, Ornery does, man. Dude, there was a couple of those that were kind of secret. Those redacted ones, I didn't know about them myself until like, gosh, a month ago about. So, nice job, Ornery.